Okay, so I took out a couple of my old journals to flip through for my social media pages, because I have to think about that stuff now. You know, I got to think about what I can share and ways that I can help inspire people. And don't get me wrong, I love thinking about it. I just forget to execute it. So when I remember, I take full advantage. So this is my coffee journal. I started this like, I don't know when. I'm sure there's video evidence somewhere on my channel. But I am going to just flip through this, and I am no longer going to call this a coffee journal. This is my cafe journal. And I say that because, A, I've got tea. Granted, I kind of, you know, bunch them in the same. But I also want to add more baked goods and more things that I would put in my personal cafe if I had one. So if you ever open a cafe, let me know if you use one of my ideas. So I went through all my images, and I didn't go through all of them because there was a handful of images that I was looking for that I couldn't find. But I did find a lot of good ones that we can play with and add to this. And then I forgot that I had some little flippy doodads. You know, I love when I accidentally make a flippy doodah. This is Coffee Fact or Fiction. Take the quiz. I ain't gonna read the quiz, okay? It's from like some Food Network magazine from some time ago. I couldn't tell you when. So this is it. This is the whole kit and caboodle. And then I'll show you the pictures. I'll show you the images that I took out for this project. Like, you know, there's my baked goods, fancy tea. These guys are at a cafe. They're chilling, reading some newspaper. Cool plates. Yummies. Yummies. I love teapots. I kind of wish I had a page in here to make a whole teapot page. You know, I like to make an en masse page in a book that I'm working in. But my next coffee journal, I'll do that. I'm not even going to fill this one. And then, I don't know, this maybe, you might have fancy ice cream sandwiches. I don't know if I'm going to fill this one, because I do like it the way it is. Like, this is the very first time after moving here that I did any coffee dyeing. I did it in my craft space at my table. So I put wax paper down for them to dry, and I over-concentrated the coffee. I over-concentrated it so much that the tags I made from it were sticky for years. Like, they just recently became, unsticky. So, sorry, I'm trying to find something. So I decided to, I have some of this left, so I decided to put it on the cover there. And, let me see. I love the things where the hands are coming out of the sky like this. We're probably going to have to put these on all pages. Anywhere on a page that I could just have a hand just sticking through, A hand, a muffin. This is a magazine, by the way. Did I say that? Did I mention that this is a magazine journal? So I had requested a lot of, I don't know what to use. I should probably use a glue stick. I'd requested a lot of catalogs from a lot of places, and some of the catalogs, I really liked the paper quality or the paper texture. Granted, I end up, covering it up with paper. So I kept a few of them, and at the same time that I started my first color journal, I started this sucker. So I did them about the same time with catalogs that I received around the same period. I'm going to say 4 to 6 years ago. That seems to be the last time I really had a long period of time where I was super inspired to craft on the regular. It's been a while since I felt that want, to do things. Like, I have ideas and I think about them, but I'm exhausted by the time I get a chance to do them. like at night. So that's why I have to put time aside during my days. I have to do this, you know. I have to put my time aside for this. All right, we're going to start with that. So I'm just kind of poking to see what I can add. Honey lovers rejoice. You know, like I love this. Put the syrup there, I guess. I have a glue journal. Oh, I should just go get it. I should just go get it and keep it right here. I'll show you what I mean by glue journal. It's not a glue journal. It is a glue book, okay? And a glue book for glue. Hold on. So this is a glue journal. No, I did not invent this concept. I got the idea from Carla at Caged Fish, probably about, oh, I don't know. Carla watches my channel on occasion, so she probably knows better than me, but I think she started showing this in her videos maybe 7 or 8 years ago. So I started using one, and it makes a huge difference because you don't get glue everywhere. You glue over this, and when this gets sticky, you just flip to another page. And this is a magazine that I have already harvested. How perfect. We're going to have this super naked, oily dude as our glue page today. You should definitely have a glue book for glue. Okay? And thank you, Carla, for coming up with that glorious idea. Because, you know, your pages, you get gluey pages. They get stuck to each other all over the place, right? Here, we're going to glue on Versace Man over here. I am looking for recipes to start some real serious meal planning. That's on a napkin, so I'm probably gonna need wet glue for that one. You know, I have noticed that, you know, we feel like crap in my house. We feel, you know, we get sick in the winter. We get sick often. You know, Brian and I both have enough stomach issues, you know. I mean, a lot of people, it's like everybody has stomach issues now. So I'm looking for recipes for healthiness, if anybody has any. I have thousands of recipes from those cooking magazines that I harvested, which, by the way, if you need recipe magazines, Taste of Home, you let me know, because I will hook you up, okay? I want to sort them all into something so that I can... I feel like this definitely goes here. So I have a place for everything, and I can sort the recipes the way that I use them, okay? But I have so many recipes to do that, and I don't know what I want to put them in yet, so it's been a whole thing. I should just do it. I should just screw what I'm going to put them in, find an accordion folder, and, you know, do that. I'm going to have to fold this at the crease and get myself gluey. Now, you don't need to use the gluing book for wet glue, obviously, because unless you're gluing like this with wet glue and just squirting it like a frickin' crazy person, then you should be able to get all of the glue on the image. I imagine cafes to have little shelves of different unique knickknacks. So that's where these come from, and I would love them on this page, but it's not going to work. You know, there's not enough space for them and the things like this. How good can you feel? See, you would miss that. You would miss that. I could do that, I guess, right? Let's see. We'll just keep looking. Great morning, good morning. I kind of like this page. You know, if I found anything brown, maybe, but I'm not going to screw with that, I don't think. These guys kind of go here, I think. You know, dusty old cafe, naked Versace guy. I would love to open up a cafe it had been a dream of mine for a long time. But now everybody wants to open up a cafe. And like, we have one town nearby. It's not heavily populated. And they have 2 little cafes. And I have no idea who has better business. And I have no idea how they both stay afloat like they do. Unless there's other things. One of them, I think, does tube rentals for going down the river. So that's, you know, good in the summertime. But I see the shelf could go in. These guys are hanging out in this cafe with these little dog shelves, talking about their collection of dog shelves. And they have Dog Shelf Weekly right here, the newspaper that comes out just for dog shelves. Okay, that's the story, and I am sticking to it. So yeah, I would open a cafe, but you know, like Brian tells me all the time, he goes, oh, you know, talking yourself out of it, you know. Yes, I did talk myself out of it because I would be in competition with so many people, and I don't like that feeling, okay? I don't like that feeling of feeling like you have to come up with the next best thing to the other guy to get people to like you. And in a way, like, that's what YouTube selling is like too, you know. What can I do next? What can I do to get the most people to show up to my sale? Or what can I do to get people on my website buying my stuff? It's the same concept, you know. That's good for this for now. I don't have any other dark images that I feel would be appropriate. This might be the last time I put anything. Oh, well, I don't have dark images, but we do have hands. Put a hand. Oh, see, this would go. What do I do? Maybe right there. Okay. Hand. This is the ghost waitress in our weird dog shelf, old dude, Dog Shelf Weekly page. And apparently there's a ghost hand that hands out your fancy coffee beverage. This page is dark too. What if I put this down here? Because this has darkness, but it's not like dark. I'm really enjoying this. Really enjoying this, like, mindful placement. Mindful gluing, you know. I should cut a piece of cardboard out and make this hand a little flapper, right? Maybe this one to add some nice color. You want to make a flapper? Okay, let's make a flapper. I don't have any cardboard, but I do have this random piece. Oh, no, it's not cardstock. I have a whole bunch of cardstock. I just went through and did a whole bunch of stuff with cardstock. All right, I forgot. I actually put my cardstock away. So this was made with some of my homemade walnut stain. It is not an ink. The stuff that I have, I put rubbing alcohol in, so you cannot add gum arabic, I think it is. Is that what goes into ink? You can't add any of that to thicken it enough to become an ink. Ink is a little bit thicker than a stain or a dye. Okay, because ink has to adhere. Let's see, making sure I got it glued in the right place. Ink has to adhere to things better. I make a stain. I accidentally marketed it and received a lot of woodworkers that bought some of the stain. And I've received mixed reviews, and the reason why I received mixed reviews is because there's no hardwood floor in the world. There's no 2 floors that are the same color. Okay? Repeat after me. There's no two floors that are the same color or that will stain the same color. Okay? So, yeah. Please do yourself a favor, okay? And know that it's going to look different than your floor color that's been in your house for 57,000 years. And now you had to replace a section of it or whatever, which seemed to be the way. And when you stained the new pieces, it didn't look like the old pieces, so it must be wrong. And I explained this to people, but they did not want to hear it. Luckily, the people weren't really big asses about it. It only happened to a couple people that it didn't blend the same color. You know, it didn't look good. I had more people tell me it looked good, but I no longer market it as a wood stain. I'm no longer say like, hey, listen, I guarantee this. No. It's going to work on paper and it's going to work on fabric beautifully. But it might not work on wood the way you want it to, you know? It might not work. Sorry, I had images from a different project, and what I do when I'm going through my images, I just pile them up somewhere. So I had them piled up somewhere, and they got caught in the pages of this. Maybe this one will have the fancy coffee drink coming out the top. I don't have to reinforce this. But anyway, that is a cheapo watercolor paper from Ollie's, I think, that I dyed with my homemade stain and then punched into tabs because it's a nice thick cardstock and it works beautifully for tabs. See, look, here we go. Blank page is just asking for it. And I sold most of those tabs. I think I have a few packs left of those tabs. And one of the packs is with an altered composition book that I made that I might try selling again. I sold all my altered composition books except for the one, and it's beautiful. I mean, there's no reason at all why somebody wouldn't love it, but sometimes things just don't sell. Just wasn't that book's time. Instead, it wanted to live in a box for a couple of years. That's the only thing with glue stick is once you get sticky, you're sticky forever. And like my baby wipes sat open, which is my fault, 110%. So this is only like half wet. This one can come up from the bottom, maybe. Oh, I wanted to put the plates somewhere. Oh, this would have been great for the plates. I might still put it right there. Why the F not? Or over here, maybe? Put it over here. Yeah, I like it over here. I don't usually glue edge pieces on the seam, but here I am. Here I am breaking the rules, man. Breaking the rules. And no, there's no rules. It's whatever rules you want. They're your freaking books. It's your rules. I just don't like to end things right here. But this already has such an established fold. It's never gonna ruin this picture at all. And that's the problem when you put things in the seam, is that when you fold it and open it and close it, it changes the way the picture looks. I'll show you an example. It's in this book. It's over here. Somewhere. All right, we're not quite there. Let's see. This one here, right? It didn't fold right, so it's got this big crease going up it. This, I don't think I'll have that problem. Usually it'll be the corners flipping up or something. You can put both of those on there. Why not? Why can't we have a page full of edge things? I've been really nostalgic with the kids starting school. And the feelings I have, which I know other mothers can relate, the feelings I have are so conflicting and confusing. I don't know, my brain doesn't know how to process these emotions. I don't know how to work through them other than to just be in this space for right now. But I have been really thinking about when they were little and really loving having them around and, you know, hoping that we're always this close and making sure to keep open communication with them about all kinds of things, including why we're mad. You know, instead of just yelling and saying, go to your room, we say, this is why. This is why this has happened. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still yell like a frickin' champ, but not like... not without good explanation, okay? And I would like to think that my kids agree. I don't know how they feel because they're kids and they can't tell me their feelings in the same manner as an adult would. So those emotions, I think, are a little complex for them. But I do explain in the best way that I can in their language, at their level. I try to explain the best way that I can. It's just hard, you know? It's hard being a parent. It's very tolling, very taxing emotionally. And I don't like that feeling. I don't like being emotionally taxed. But they're totally worth it. And at the end of the day, I tell myself the only reason why you know, deal with these feelings continuously is because you're a good mother and you care about your children. That's what the logical part of my brain tells me. I used all the images. I used them all. Because I'm going to put this one here simply because... And I know I don't have my naked guy. Sorry. I'll let you see him one more time before we go. I'm probably going to start a new one of these. And then I got another idea for a journal I want to make. And I am totally going to do it. I don't care what you say. I am going to do it. I have to prep an altered book, though, to do it. I'm going to have to make another altered book that I haven't even used. Some of them I've just altered. So yeah, coffee. I gotta find something to put here. Maybe we'll do some letters. Let's look at my letters. This is my letter stuff. These are all pages that I have not cut the letters up on. Okay. Or sorted. And these are ones that I have sorted. The box I have is not big enough. I will end up... Oh, no, I have two. I forgot I have to separate them into two. I will be needing a larger box. I just have to figure out how I want to do it. And I'm probably just going to make my own. I think that's what Janet Nash did a long time ago. She made her own little cubbies. And I've done that before too. I have boxes like that. So I'll probably just make my own. But it's got to be a good size that'll fit, you know, where I need it to go. Let's put in... I'm going to put cafe. We gotta find the right letters. Okay. You have to find the right letters without using the same letter for everything. C. Like the same font, because I've seen this on a few of these. But I want A. I want dark. And I should probably do something to organize them by if they're little letters or big letters. And I'll use like my thumb as a judge. because this is a big letter, you know? Maybe I'd use one of my other fingers. I don't know. I usually use something on my body as a judge. F. No, that's E. I don't. Oh, well, I can use that. I can use the E, you know? So it still blends. Cafe. I don't, a lot of my F's have white background, so. Do I want to put journal? Yeah, sure. Some of them I did put 2 letters, because J and K, you don't get a lot of those. And Y and Z too, I think. LMNO. See, I can use one of these O's from it, from that font. R. R's I have a lot of. But yeah, I'll have to definitely sort them by size when I do my organizational thing for them. Now listen, I have no idea. Oh, I need a U too. I need a U. I might have to go diagonal so that all of the letters will fit. Like such. Oop. We're double Fing. Cafe. J-O. U. And the problem too, sometimes U's and N's can look alike. So there's that. R. N. Oh, let's put my R's away. Oh, see, I'm going to need something big. It's going to have to be like a box. Like, I don't know. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I want to have one for every letter. I want to have one for the different sizes. You know, I want to have it organized by letter and then smaller or larger. Uppercase or lowercase, I don't care about. So any children watching this, yes, your uppercase and lowercase are very important. No, they're not important when it's your artwork. Okay? Unless you're one of those people that makes the rule for yourself that it's important. But this is not one of my rules. And don't let anybody else tell you rules, okay? I like this N. N. My letters are getting smaller. I'm gonna need a big A. I wonder what people who don't glue book in my life think about when they watch my videos. So to my friends and family that are out there that don't glue book, what do you think of when you see the things that I make? They must be like, this girl is so insane. She does the weirdest stuff. And she loves to do it. That's probably what they say. And I mean, that's all true. Journal. There we go. I did accidentally mix some freaking L's in with my J's. So this is a thing now. So yeah, remember, oh, now this, I can't even see. I don't know if I could do the letters, guys. All right, let me fussy cut those. Hold on. Okay, I did it. I laid it out. I'll probably speed this up so that I can just glue it on. Okay, so I'm probably just going to speed this part up. there she is. Cafe journal. I am going to go back in my videos and see when I started this, so I can put the start date and end date. I didn't put anything on the back cover, and some of these could definitely use more stuff, but I can't. You can't. Sometimes you just can't do it. I am going to start another one, though. Once I get myself a good collection of coffee stuff, I'm going to start another one. So here she is. Thank you all for hanging out. Ta-ta for now.